Hello, this is Kevin Wood, and it's about time I do this introduction video for you, for my new agents, and giving you a heads up as to what to do to get through your contracting quickly. I got a few pieces of advice and things to talk to you about. Based upon my 17 years of in the insurance business on life and health sales, I will shorten your learning curve by many weeks, and you will have more success and faster success. So let's kind of get into it. First, a big welcome to our team. This is Grandpa's Insurance Solutions. We work with Summit Alliance, Chelsea, Final Expense, Stonehill National, and the Annuity Store. There's a reason why we do that, and I'll explain that later. So for now, let's go ahead and talk about the goal today on this video is just really an introduction. And I am going to prepare and go forward with a video each day that you will be able to learn about, presentation, prospecting, lead generation, everything you need to know about the insurance business for life and health sales. Now, I couple the two together because I've had a lot of success with them. I'm going to tell you a quick story right now about one couple that I met with yesterday, actually, and just wrote them 2 final expense policies, and that came to about $1,000 commission. Now, before that, I had picked her up on a lead, and that lead was for Medicare. And I've been doing Medicare enrollment 17 years. And so I went out to visit with her. Actually, we met at a restaurant, and I wrote her Medicare Advantage plan. And then I went back and had talked to her at the restaurant about a cancer, heart attack, and stroke policy, which I have a cancer, heart attack, and stroke policy myself. And usually you'll learn that as an insurance agent, it's a lot easier to sell somebody if you have similar products and policies in your, person, on you and your family. So after that, I went out to deliver the policy, and she, for the Medicare supplement, and she asked about the cancer, heart attack, and stroke for her and her husband. He was there. I met her at her house the second visit. And we got started on the applications. We did 2 applications for the cancer, heart attack, and stroke. And unfortunately, he was denied because he did have a heart attack. So we were going to do his for just cancer. But for now, we need to get him his last 3 years of health care medical records, and then they're going to look at him again. It's not over yet. But she got her policy, and it was issued, and then when I went back out there to deliver that, I met her and her husband at Subway, and we did the phone call to enroll her, do the application over the phone. Took about 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes each, a total of an hour together in delivering the policy for the cancer, heart attack, and stroke, and in terms of making the call for the interview on the final expense policies. She wanted to spend $45 each, and that's what we did. And so out of that one lead that I got, just one, I sold to this date 4 policies. That's cancer, heart attack, and stroke for her, Medicare supplement, 2 final expense, and then there will be 1 more policy in the future for the cancer side for him. That will pay me all in all altogether about $1,500, maybe more like $1,700. At any rate, I wanted to go through that scenario so you could understand that you could do those 1 a day. You can by seeing 3 people a day. And in this business, if you see 15 people a week and spread that out however you want, because I used to do Monday on the phone in the office, and go out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 appointments a day, sometimes more. And then on Friday, I'd be delivering policies. If you want to know what the insurance business is all about when you're doing in-home presentations, in-home sales, what it's all about, then it's seeing 15 people a week. However you want to lay that out. Leave some time for delivering policies and continue to build relationships and cross-selling, adding new policies to the ones that you already sold because you went out there to deliver the policy you sold them on the first visit. And we talk about annuities to people. I just wrote 2 annuities that were the product of the same thing. Medicare supplement got me in the door for him, then her a month later, and then we did the annuity contract for both of them, an IRA transfer for him $45,000, for her $45,000, moved into an annuity, paid me a commission of almost $6,000. So I have a lot to share. I have enjoyed the insurance business, and it's paid me a wonderful income because I'm just out there doing what I started doing day one. To speak of that, I started in the business in February 2001. I tried to take the exam 3 times, failed 2 times, passed on the 3rd with just a couple points over 70. And so, I'm not the smartest knife in the drawer. I just, know how to work hard, and I'm able to learn this stuff and apply it. So that led me to become an agent for this particular agency I got on board. And I asked the gentleman who did the interview, I said, how do I get your job? And he said, well, license and do what I tell you to do, which I did. And about 4 or 5 months after that, I was an agency manager. They moved me to Colorado, and I worked there. Then I moved back home to Utah and continued working there for well over 10 years. Now I'm in California. So to let you get a better feel for that, I went to the trainings. There wasn't that many. About how to write a Medicare supplement. That's all we did. We didn't have the Medicare Advantage plans, Part D Medicare, not in existence yet. And so I learned about the Medicare supplement side, final expense. That was the only things that I was focusing in on. And my first time on the phone on a Monday, just like they told me to do it, got on the phone, made 60 calls, and I booked 12 appointments. I wanted to have 15, but I didn't have time. That day it came to a close when the kids came home from school, and I was interrupted, and so I went with the 12 appointments. And out of those 12 appointments, I sold 9 policies. And number of homes, there were 2 in the home, and even in some there were more than 2, maybe 3 policies. And I wasn't even dabbling in anything but final expense and or Medicare supplement. Now, with that kind of result, I was hooked. This is it for me. I had just sold my sign company in Los Angeles after 20 years, and I needed cash flow. I was getting a good check from them, but I knew it would go away. And I did take a year off before that. So the way I teach you how to do this business is how I lived it and how I've done it all these years successfully. I was recognized in the Bahamas at the Atlantis Resort as the 3rd in the nation for production with Pyramid Life Insurance, and I've been recognized just recently with another company in North Carolina just last year. I was Rookie of the Year with that company, also 3rd in the company on that. So I'm going to go through a few things here in terms for this series, in terms of this particular video. We're going to explain about what to look forward to on the future videos. So we're going to be talking about such as navigating contracting. Of course, I'm going to go a little bit over that here today. And make you a better agent and a rock star. That's what we want to see happen. Make you more money, be more effective, and you'll be unstoppable. That's my goal, to help you reach those types of goals. And then we will review what you do and what to expect in terms of marketing, leads generation, buying leads, either way, organic leads or buying leads. I do both. And presentation, we use the presentation warm-up called Form, and you probably know what that is. We'll get into it later. And then how to close. And I used to do three item close, and I stopped. I don't do that anymore because I found it was a lot more effective for me to just say to them, with this kind of protection for your family, speaking about final expense, I always want to help people to stay in their budget. So if you were to set aside each month of, make a contribution to this benefit for your family, how much could you set aside each month and, pay this, I call it a contribution, not a premium. Got to use words that sit well with people. How much per month between $50 and $100 could you comfortably pay? I had a guy say, $30. They're going to tell you what they want to spend. And that takes everything away, all the noise, all away. It's decided that's what they're going to spend. So then I just look up the amount of the benefit in my phone on their app, and I have now the benefit amount. For this man, in particular, it was $5,800, and it was $29.29. And so that's how I do it. Now, I've had people say, I want to pay $100. A man who had stopped driving, he was retiring, and he bought a Suburban for his daughter so she could take him to his medical appointments, the doctor office, specialist. He didn't want to drive. So he bought the car, paying the payments. He wanted insurance in case he died to pay off the car. So I got him a $25,000 benefit for $102 a month. I have stories over stories, and I'll share some more with you later on. And then now we'll be recommending some good books. So this book here is one I would like to recommend that you read right away. How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling. That's by Frank Bettger. And this is actually a Dale Carnegie book. So you want to go out and get this book, find it on Amazon.com, order it, and read this book. It is an amazing book of a real insurance agent, life insurance agent, and all the things that he did to become a $1 million producer. Now, I know that's what you want. And then also on these video trainings, you will be able to find them on YouTube. Just go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I will email that to you when you first get started with us, and then you just go up to the YouTube channel and you click on the top right where there's a little bell there, and if you click on the bell, they're going to forward you every time a new video is created, and then you can see them as they are fresh and come right out. So I told you about my story, and why did I start in the insurance business? Well, I had a traditional sign business, and in that business I had 15 employees, had lots of liabilities, I had all the insurances that I needed, and one of my good friends was my insurance agent, also named Kevin, and I got to be grateful to him because he was always going on trips and earning these trips through insurance, and I was really interested in how that business works. So when I sold my sign company, I didn't jump into it right away. I looked around and did a few things for a year, basically, floundered. And then I found an ad online, and I went to the interview, it was an open interview. There were 8 people there, and I heard their presentation. I said, makes sense. I know I can do this. And that's how I got started. So I just saw something that made sense, and I knew I could go out and do it. So that's why I joined in the insurance business. And our growth market was also a attraction to me because I was also told at that time in that meeting, 2001, about the baby boomers that were coming in the next 4 to 5 years. So I just went ahead and went to work, and then in 2005-ish, that's when Medicare Advantage began and started, and Part D Medicare, and then we got into the baby boom. The first baby boomer turned 65. And so I went ahead, and there are 10,000 baby boomers turning 65 every day in America. Every day, 10,000 turn 65. Now, I have a list of those in my area. I can get a list of those people in your area when they're turning 65. And all you got to do is go out there and just introduce yourself. And you're allowed to knock on their door if you're not talking about any Medicare Advantage products, but you can knock on the door for Medicare Supplement or life insurance, final expense. Or what I do more nowadays, I kind of got away from door knocking, and that's door knocking on people that you know absolutely it's time for their time to sign up. But for me, I choose to work leads and referrals, and with the 1,500 clients that I have, I do get a lot of referrals and leads. I also use a system online that helps me to stay in touch my clients' birthdays, anniversaries, things like that, sympathy cards if someone calls me and says that their spouse is in the hospital, I go right on the website and I create a card, I send it, they print, stamp, stuff it, and mail it for me. So it takes a lot of the time out of it. I can mail 1,000 cards, 2 cards, 1 card, any number of cards that I want to at one time. That's what helps me to get referrals all the time. Now, what has kept me in this business? Well, in 2006 to 2008, in addition to this business, we were flipping houses, and I flipped about 35 houses in just 2 years. Made a ton of money doing that. Then, of course, 2008 crashed, but my insurance business was always spot on, always there for me, and always available to turn it on, turn it off. And I like that because sometimes I might want to just turn it off and go on vacation, or I'll come back and turn it on with leads. So what you want is the same thing I want. That's financial freedom and time freedom. And I found that in this business. There are other ways that you can do this, or find those financial freedom and time freedom for yourself. But in the insurance business, you can talk to any successful insurance agent and or broker, and they will tell you that this has it all. This has everything that you would want in terms of no upside limits or ceilings. You have the flexibility of setting your appointments at the time you want to go out. For busy moms, single moms, for my wife never worked for 19 years, and I brought in all the income that we needed for the whole family, and I have 6 kids. Okay, so just kind of wrap this down, I'm going to go through a little video I'm going to record and screen share my computer for the website I want you to go to and register on. Who is responsible for you and for your needs to be successful and reach those financial goals you have? You are. Now I'm going to be I'm going to hold you to the fire, and I'm going to make sure they call that accountability partners. And to have an accountability partner means a lot, because you can chat with me daily, report what you did or didn't do, and set goals for the next day. I do that with a lot of agents. So you gain quite a bit as having a mentor like myself, someone who can just, when you give me a scenario, I know exactly how to take care of that because I've done it, I've seen it all. So for right now, I'll go ahead and tell you one more little last story. I did get in a period of time when I was writing the Medicare supplements, also writing long-term care. Back then, in 2001 to 2005, it was a little easier to write. You didn't need all the trainings. Well, I was in a home with an agent I was training in the field, and we were meeting with this gal talking about her long-term care, and she got up to get her license and information to write the policy, and as she stood up, she got lightheaded and completely went boom, fainted onto the kitchen floor, rolled her over on her back, leaned her against the cabinet on the floor under the sink, and she was kind of coming to, and I was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And then all of a sudden we heard these footsteps. We thought we were in the house together alone, but from the bottom basement, up comes running her twin sister, who was down there the whole time. She heard the thud up above, and she came to help us, but everything turned out well. She got the policy. But it was just amazing things that happened over the years in homes, and good things too. That was kind of a shock, but some great things in helping people. And the whole crux to this business that I saw was an opportunity to help people to get the right products to protect their family and to help them prepare for retirement. We'll get into more about those products. To do that, for right now, I'm going to segue into the website, so you can do what you need to do for contracting. Always check your spam folders, making sure that you're getting everything, and also just be Johnny on the spot. Always check in with the contracting people like Summit, call Kathy maybe every other day. You really shouldn't be in the process of contracting for more than about a week. In the life insurance side, they have what's called the just-in-time agent writing number. You write a piece of business and they give you a writing number. So you get your contract in there and they say you're in the system, then you can go to work. And it's always good to be the squeaky wheel and check in with them as often as you can. Now, I emailed you some information, and this is for pre-licensing people who are getting their license for this awesome career. and this is the address that you want to go to. Now, in that, the website that you want to go to is this one. Like I said, just click on it, it'll take you to it. And here is the website. And if you were going to this for the first time, you got my email, and you're going to go into the register and create your own username and password. And so with me, I'm already registered, so I click on login, and it's going to take us in. I'll show you the training videos that are in here and the steps that you need to do in the process of contracting. So we'll go ahead and now if you want to ignore this, after 24 hours this should have gone away, and like you just saw, it disappeared on me. But in the very first day I called them because it was staying right on that page, so they said just wait 24 hours. Now you would click as a new agent, contracting, pre-licensing, whatever, just the first thing you need to do is get registered here at our website, and you would click on getting started. Now down here are the training calendars for Summit Alliance and their trainings on Tuesday morning and Thursday morning. So here you clicked on getting started, and here it is, agent starting steps. Click here for onboarding PDF, and then here's a webinar replay. After you've done that, very simple, go to the next step. You can learn the appointment setting script, the PowerPoint presentation, in-home presentation, and then here's your final expense webinar training. And then you go into this, everything you need to know about mortgage protection. It's the 101 PDF, all the training for this, and then into Index Universal Life and annuity training as well. You go through these trainings and get to understand about these products. Then you can go up here to Agency Resources, and there's videos here, there's even audio books, and then webinars. And agency training, you can also access that with their video tutorials, download docs. This one, Agency Resources, you can check the leaderboard, see what people are, how much they're selling, your lead tractor, CRM, and so on and so forth. So this is going to be a resource for you waiting for your contracting to be completed. So you need to get into this right away and go through it so that you're not going to drag your feet once you're ready to write business. You can just be ready and go out there educated on how to do that. Now my trainings as well will come to you. You want to also subscribe to my trainings at YouTube so that my videos are pushed to your inbox or to your desktop. And for now, then I will go to the next. This is Chelsea, and this is a career opportunity video, a really good one, 16 minutes, almost 17 minutes. And you don't want to go in and log in. You're already getting signed up with them, but it's just good information. This is how they collect interested agents. And so you'd want to watch that just for the heck of it to see what their benefits are. They're very good. And then here you have carriers, leads, training, and a lot of stuff you can learn about them. This is actually their website, so this is where you would go and log into, create a page for their webinars and product training there. Now I'm going to show you here just how visually our agency is set up using these 4 carriers. And just to do that, I'll show you on this blank page here. So basically, we're right here, we'll say, is Grandpa's Insurance Solutions, and that's my California corporation. In all other states, I'm American Seniors Group. And we work right underneath Summit, and that's Summit Alliance Advantage with Ray McDonald and BJ. And then you have, this is the second final expense carriers, 2 of them side by side, because I feel like it's really good to have some products with one of them and then some with another. This is Chelsea, and that's Summit. And then we have, in addition to that, this is where we get our leads. They have leads for all sorts of products, final expense, mortgage protection, annuities. But here is the one for the annuity store, and the annuity store is owned by Allianz, and Allianz is a top annuity company. And there's also American Equity we're going to just start with here. with the annuity store out of Sacramento, California. They have about 5 different annuity providers for us to tap into. And then the last one here is called Stonehill National, and they actually are in Salt Lake City, Utah, and this is for all health business that would be under 65 in the marketplace and over 65 for Medicare enrollments. So as I told you that story earlier in this video, I basically came out of a family going to be up to 6 policies. That's because we do all of this. And now we're not trying to be jack of all trades. Believe me, we're in a home, we're going to find this business. We've got to be prepared to serve our clients and get them all the best coverage that we can. And then where you fit in the picture is you, and then you building your agency. Because as I talked about this earlier, an agency owner has lifestyle and freedom and time freedom. And then if you're just wanting to be a single agent, that's okay. We will, we'll support you in that. That's going to be a good, strong low six-figure income if you will do this full time. That's running 15 to 20 appointments a week. Now, if you want to start building a team, once you figured it out, once you got your system down, then you would want to also build a team. So we have a number of agents springing around from Washington out to Utah. There's quite a few in Utah, and then in California, and even was Colorado for a while, but not anymore. And then I was in Las Vegas, but for now we're in just Washington, California, North Carolina, and Utah. But we're growing. We want to help you grow, and so that's what this looks like for our organization. And let me just say this about contracting. For the life side of contracting, it's pretty simple. They have what's called just-in-time contracting. What that means is that you're going to do the contract, but they're not going to give you an agent writing number yet. You go out and you write some business. On your first piece of business, they're going to give you and finalize the contract and give you the agent writing number, and then you put it on the application, it goes in, and that's just called just-in-time contracting, which about 70% of life insurance companies do it that way. So just expect that you're going to put in your contracting and get to work. That's the thing, is you go to work because you don't need to wait for a number. It's very quick. So you want to also check with the contracting department. That would be with Summit Advantage, Summit Alliance Advantage. They do their contracting with paper, and we'll go through what contracts or companies we are using. But just take and fill out all the paperwork, scan it in, and email it back to Kathy, and you'll get the information on a email that I've sent you probably already. And then with the Chelsea final expense, they do it online. So you just get a link emailed to you. Always check your spam folder, always, for things that might come from insurance carriers and from our carriers until you get enough that they or have accepted them on a safe email. And on Chelsea final expense, it's going to be all online, which is a lot more time efficient and really a fast way to do that. Now that's for life insurance. Also similar for annuities, and working with the annuity store, and it's an awesome store. It's owned actually by Allianz. And again, writing annuities is just, it's like selling a house on the commissions. It can be huge. And then on the health side, we use Stonehill National, and the Stonehill National with the health for Medicare and or under age 65 people who need individual health insurance or family health insurance. We'll get you all going on that, but that takes a little time, because what you have to do is you have to wait till you get an agent writing number. So you're waiting for them. Once you put in your paperwork and contract, you wait for them for a number, then you have your number and you go and you get certified. For every health company you work for, you need to be certified and take their individual training, their online training, specifically for each company that you will be certified with. Now, in the beginning, I was probably with 3 companies, but now I'm with 9 companies in different states and things. So you don't have to worry about that. We're going to make sure you're with 2 or 3 and just start you out that way. So that's a little bit on the different areas that we will be working with in terms of all the lead generating. We have many choices for you to get started. We'll talk about that in future trainings about leads, specifically how to work them, presentation, everything. From A to Z, you're going to know everything that you need to know to just knock this thing out of the park and be a huge success, because I'm the one leading your way. So right now, let's get started on the other. So that's about all I have for now. We'll get back into this on another video, but really excited to have you on board, and welcome again. And when you have any questions at all, feel free to email me or give me a call. My number is 801-403-4881. That's the best way to get a hold of me. And so if everything's moving along smoothly, or if you get a bump in the road, give me a call. And have a great night, and I'm signing off.